Hello, a beautiful Sunday afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, a great, beautiful day. I'm making this live today. This is a new show, a different show, besides the technology show that I'm doing every Saturday, every other Saturday. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been making some changes. So I've been adding some stuff to my studio, some other different equipment. You can see nice microphone, a different kind of camera, a little bit different background. So I hope you like that. It's really to get a little bit more professional. Of course, somebody increases the skills. You learn a little bit more, and you learn from great people. And yeah, just gonna continue to push content. I'm really enjoying it, and I really enjoy technology. But it's not all about technology. And this specific book club I'm launching today is it about basically putting together great literature, making shorts of books that are worth reading for sure. Uh, Most of the books are worth reading, but there are some key books, and bring for you guys some of the key learnings that I had during the process, which is always great to share. Makes me remind of the time that I had when I read the book, of the places I've been when I read this specific book, and for sure it's going to help me in the future also when I reread those books. So that's basically my intention here. I hope everybody can hear me well. Then let's jump right into it. So how are I going to call this? This is the Sunday Epic Book Club. It's really the name I've given the show. This is a very relaxed back space. Mainly, I'm going to be on my own doing those reviews. Sometimes, if I find somebody that is reading the same book or has some good opinions, I'm going to, of course, invite them. But this is basically to go through the content of the book and make a little summary for you guys. So, what's the book for today? Today's book is called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Really, really interesting summary that is made by a person called Eric. So Eric, basically what he does is he takes the book of Naval, who is a person that's born in India, and basically becomes a huge investment person. He is a co-creator of AngelList. Anybody that knows this specific uh, yeah company, they do angel investing, and he's one of the co-founders. So he becomes a very influential person. And this book is actually not written by him. It's basically a summary of all the findings that this person makes during the journey of becoming an angel investor. And I found that very interesting. And at the end, in this summary, is really mind opening to what this person has summarized of learnings. So let's jump right into it. The first, the first, I want to give some key ideas, right? So what is this person actually? What the person actually came up with during his life. Uh, so first of all, he's talking about authenticity. So he says no one can compete with you on being you. So the idea is to search for who and what needs you the most, and that's really an interesting thought from a self-learning perspective. And basically the ideas he has in this book is to help us on this journey. So first of all, he defines he's making a definition on building wealth, which was basically the first chapter of the book. Then he talks about the importance of specific knowledge. He basically also talks about leverage, and how we're living right now in the leverage society, and how you can actually leverage different ways of leverage. He talks about prioritization and focus. I love that a lot. He basically always says that if we don't have time for something, it's basically because we are not putting the priority onto it. And if you think about it, it's really, really like that. How to get lucky. It was a really interesting chapter, and I also took some stuff out of it. How to think clearly. Maybe getting rid of some of the stuff that we have learned in the past, of some of the the stuff that society puts on us, and we need to probably get rid of to be able to think clearly. And at the end, how to be happy. So I just got through the book, made lots of annotations, many pages I wrote up, and here in this summary, I basically summarized most of the stuff that I found. Really interesting is also that I took some of the stuff from other people of the internet. So some of the drawings, some of the stuffs are directly from the book, and some of the stuff is from other book summaries that I read during this investigation. So basically, he talks about 4 kinds of luck, which is really interesting because at the end, when we think of luck, we don't understand that luck actually comes in different ways, and there is a specific form of being more lucky by attracting more luck. So that's the highest level, and it's on the right. So the first kind of luck is blind luck. Everybody knows what we refer to, and that's what mostly people refer to when they talk about a person being lucky, right? They talk about blind luck. Person didn't really do anything for it, and they just fell into his lap. And if we investigate what the person did to become lucky or to have this luck, 99% of the time it wasn't actually blind luck. So it was either because somebody was very persistent and put him into a space where they then became lucky, or somebody spotted luck because of specific knowledge and then became lucky, or somebody attracted luck by basically trying over and over and over again. So that's really an interesting thought, and I do believe in English there is different words for it. So somebody people think that chance is actually luck. So you can increase the chance, and ultimately will increase the luck you have. So really interesting thought, and I think the 4 types of luck, something that I hadn't seen before this book in that manner. When it comes to value creation, and ultimately our society rewards value. So if you want to earn more, you need to create more value. And if you only create the value with your time, there is actually a very linear approach, right? You can work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Um, but if you actually want to create value exponentially, you need to earn with your mind, or need to create value with your mind. And that's really interestingly, so basically getting getting the mind trained and getting stuff that impacts our mind is an exponential form of earning. So very cool thought as well. When we talk about optimists, I consider myself an optimist, and contrarians. So he makes this little matrix of people that are optimists and contrarians. And right now, I do believe that most of my thought process, most of my knowledge is very conformist. Um, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting to this rare breed that he mentions here, that he calls the optimist contrarian. Fortunately, over the last 12 to 18 months, I've been able to know some of those people that really think stuff through for themselves and are always positive, are always optimistic about stuff. And this is the rarest breed. And this is also documenting my journey on how to get there. And then you have, of course, the pessimists. The pessimists, conformists, right? Really people that mimicry. And then you have the contrarian pessimists that we call the cynists. But it really doesn't bring you anywhere. I think being very pessimistic or negative, in my opinion, doesn't bring you anywhere. So one of the key chapters is where he actually talks about reading, right? So that really blew my mind, and that was also some of the motivation that I have to start to doing those lives about books, shorter lives, maybe only 10, 12 minutes. So what he talks about reading is that reading is the ultimate meta skill. So if you think about learning something that you can later trade for something else, that's really what reading and learning is. So everything that you enhance every skill that you get. At the end of the day, you can trade for anything else. And then something that I honestly hadn't thought through that way is when he talks about the quality of the reading, the type of books you should read. And he basically says that any book that is written is always based on some thoughts or some basis. And he recommends to go back to the originals and read the classics. So in this book club, we're going to actually focus on the classics. We're going to actually read the basis. We're going to actually talk about uh, the richest man of Babylon. We're going to actually read, or talk about the art of war, the all-time great books. Because at the end, he says, if a book made it from China a couple of thousand years before BC to now, then it must be very high quality. So that's basically the idea. And he says, read what you love until you love to read, and that's something that I've seen honestly of between 20 and 35, 36 years. I didn't really read, and I definitely grew during this time. But since I started to read again, I feel that I've been growing exponentially, and I really want to share this with you, and I want to make this something that you're gonna love as well. And then the last the last slide, really for my engineering friends that I have that look for formulas in life. So this guy actually came up with an incredible set of life formulas, because and you will understand it if he talks about 1 hour 2 hours of reading a day, and most of us have a pretty tight agenda. We have families, we have friends, we have sports, we have physical activities. So at the end, where do we gonna get this time from to actually read? And I've been thinking about that a lot, and I've been training a lot about that. So for me, how it was, if you want to read more, you need to gonna be more efficient in your activities. If you want to be more efficient in your activities, you need to be healthier and have more energy. If you want to be healthier, then you need to exercise more. And if you want to exercise more, then you need to sleep better. So to get to sleep better, you actually need to get your diet right, so your body recuperates faster. So that's a little bit the sequence of what happened to me personally over the last 12 months, and maybe it makes sense to you. Something similar he writes here as well. So basically, this is how I'm going to summarize the books in this show. Only 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, I'm actually over, so it's now 13 minutes, but I think it's okay. It's an interesting way to go through a book if you find it interesting. It's a very good book. Definitely 9 out of 10 for me, even a 9.5 out of 10. Some of the bigger impacts book that I've written over the last couple of years. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. You can read another short, look at the video again. I'm not claiming to have talked about everything important of the book, but I think for me it was a big impact, and it even made me kick off this great new show that I'm going to do on the Sundays, every second Sunday maybe. Go through a little book, my findings of it, and how it has impacted me. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Bye bye.